Hello everyone and welcome to the Hugh channel, and this is our first weekly race guide for GT7 that we've done using OBS, so hopefully it will be an improvement on our last streams and video guides so far. And a very warm welcome to all of you new subscribers and to all our existing community. It's great to have you alongside. Well, this week proves to be quite tricky. The first race A that we have today is Sardinia, which is Road Track B reverse, and of course it's in a road car. Let's see what that car is. It is the RX7 Spirit Type A, and although there isn't a bop on, it's saying that the wide body is prohibited. So we're also on tyres and fuel of 1 and 1, so we don't have to worry about that. Grid start with a false start check as well, and low speed tuning. So you can either rent one, or if you've got it in the garage, you can get started. So let's see who's quick and how to get a good lap. So here we are with Tidgney, and we're going to join him as he does a fantastic qualifying lap. Now, just to make you aware, we're on the sports hard tyre, and this car is quite wieldy, so you've really got to watch for lift off oversteer. It's very, very slidey, but we'll see how Tidgney handles it. Comes into the first corner, look out for the braking point just before the 50 board, and then takes the left curve. The car's already kind of sliding as he accelerates out, so you better learn how to have good car control. And then he's in fourth gear, very smooth, keeping up 90 miles an hour as he went through there, and then braking into third gear, all the way down to about 60 miles an hour as he accelerates out, using all the curb and a bit more. Coming into a tricky downhill left, he's braking very, very early, about halfway down that curve on the right, and then that allows him to accelerate through nicely. And it's flat out all the way through the right hand curve, and then coming up to the second right, take all the road and a bit more, so you can keep the throttle on, and he's braking just before the 50 board, letting the car slide to take off the speed and accelerating out nicely. And over this blind jump, well, this hill, watch as you come down, brake nice and early. He's got it smoothly there so he can accelerate. It's really dodgy there, the car will slide out if you're not careful. And he's taking a wide line to then cut in a bit to get enough curve just to keep the car over. I think the more curve you get on the right, the better the car will keep over. And the last corner, and accelerating out nicely. And on to the start finish straight. What time will we have here? It's going to be into the 34s. There you go, a 1:34.9, which is a very good lap indeed. So here we are at race B. It's 5 laps of Autodrome Lago Maggiore. It's the full course, and we are in Group 3. So we have 16 cars in the race. It's a rolling start, 1 times fuel, 1 times tyre. We're on the racing hard tyre, and it's mid-speed drop, which means you can do suspension, differential, and brake balance. Now, we have here settings, of course. It means that DR and SR are affected, but let's see how to do a quick lap. Once again, we're with Tidgney as he starts a lap. Now he's going to brake at the just between the first and second board there. Takes a nice line into first gear, taking lots of apex there, and accelerating out over to the right hand side to get a better line for the left hander, taking plenty of curb and a bit more down into second gear, trying to get as much a tighter line there, and accelerating out onto the straight. Of course, it's downhill, and then coming into the bottom right hander here, which is slightly off camber, and braking down into third, into second, and hitting that apex nicely, accelerating out, bringing the car round to the right, and then where will they brake here? It's about halfway along the curves, briefly into second and up into third, and straight lining this as much as possible. Look how much curve he takes there, over the yellow bumps as well, just missing the sausage curve, hitting the right curve there. It's very, very quick, and straight through he goes with a 101.6 for the second sector, which is excellent. Coming down into Big Bangy Boy, as they call it, this wonderful camber corner, and second gear, taking plenty of curve, accelerating out nicely up the hill. Over onto the right hander, then cutting across into the left and using the Porsche 911 as it's quite a secure car to drive. It's good grip, and it's also quick. 127 for the third 6-inch curve. Down into the final left-hander, braking just before the end of the curve, getting the car over onto the left curve and accelerating out. And here we come under the bridge on the start-finish straight. What will the time be? It's a 1:55.83, which is, as usual, extremely quick. But that's how to do a fast lap here at race B. Here we are at race C. It is 11 laps of the Red Bull Ring in Group 4, using the racing medium tyre with 1 times fuel and 5 times tyres, which makes me think there may well be a tyre stop required. Let's have a look. It's mid-speed on the tuning. You can either use a garage car or rent it. You can also do suspension, differential and brake balance. So kind of like race B, there's plenty of settings that you can play around with. And the SR, of course, and DR are affected. Now, you have to make a pit stop, so that is a requirement, but you may not necessarily need to change tyres, but it looks like with times 5 tyres, you might need to, depending on what car you're going to use. Let's have a look and see what a quick lap is like round the Red Bull Ring. Now, Tidgney has used the Group 4 Mazda, one of his favourites, so let's see how he does. Oh, coming into the first corner, I bet you it's the 100 board. Yes, just before the 100 board, down into third, taking plenty of curve on the right and accelerating out and going over that first white line at about 11.5 seconds, and then under the bridge. Of course, this car is the OP car, very, very quick on a straight line, coming into the right-hander up the hill. So at the 100 board again, using all of the curve and a bit more, really as far left as you could go. Staying in second gear as he goes round there, up into third. Well, of course, we're on the racing medium tyre, so it's relatively grippy. Coming in down the right again, just before the 100 board, and he's using all of the curbs and more. He's right onto the green part, and it accelerates nicely out there in third gear. Over to the right-hander, and he's braking well before the 50 mark there. Letting the car just roll across to the left and accelerating out, and then braking down into third gear, getting lots of that inside curve, which really helps the car to stay over on a nice line. Accelerating out over the back hill here under the bridge. Now, where will he brake? It's just between the 50 and the 100, probably about 75 metres, staying in fourth, letting the car roll out, down into third briefly before going up into fourth to take that right-hand bend again, letting the car roll for those last 2 critical corners and crossing the line on 1:33.911, which I'm sure was impossible to beat. So there you have it, race A, race B and race C. Let me know what you think of the guide and of what races you're going to do and what times you get. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye just now, everyone. Drive fast, but drive your bus even faster.